All right, this is the road from Fort Klamath down to Rocky Point, Oregon. And this is the point where the shoulder begins really to be good for biking. Would you mind holding that? I'm going to take it, touch any buttons. Just roll that baby all the way down to Rocky Point.
Port Arms. Yes. Folded at Port Arms all the way home.
Port Arms.
It's like pain.
Oh, I'll hold it.
Why do you have to hold it all the way? Well, you're showing the bike route?
I'm doing a Southern Oregon website thing. That's right, where good bike routes are. And I think I'm very impressed with this route here. We did it today, but not down this far. And man, talk about a beautiful place to ride. Boom, boom, boom.
That looks pretty flat.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hills, but it's got some challenge to it, but it's not overdone. There's a nice hill. What do you think the temperature is out there? What do you think the temperature is out there? 82, maybe?
Yeah, I'd say 80 degrees.
80 degrees. So for considering that it is late July, the temperature is pretty nice up here because we're at, I don't know, we're 5 or 6,000 feet up here, right? Yeah, so we're pretty high, but it doesn't feel too bad on the chest. Doesn't feel like you're deprived of oxygen, but it's nice and cool. And you can stop at Rocky Point down here and go swimming in Klamath Lake. Boating. Algae gathering. Botox gathering.
I just bought a property up here.
You did? Where?
You know where the Solar Cafe is?
No, you talked about it last night.
It's an area where the lots were pretty cheap.
Oh, it was undeveloped?
Some of them had structures on them that needed to be worked on some, but we almost did.
Really?
We almost bought one over at Pelican Butte, where the hockey rink is.
Nice.
We probably should have bought that lot.
Was that during the height of the real estate bubble?
They've gone up a lot.
Well, they've gone up. But not much is going up these days.
The club is a very nice little place, swimming and
This is where?
Pelican Butte.
Where's that from Rocky Point?
It's toward Klamath Falls.
Something in the road over there. Is that a deer or a tire? It's a tire. Somebody lost almost a tire. Not much traffic on this road. And I like it because the shoulders are nice and wide. And they're not grooved. And the air is just fresh up here. So it's another 5 miles to Rocky Point. I don't see the lake out there yet on the left. Still north of the lake.
Another gravel pit over there.
And this is where all the trucks were going. Man, that is pretty country.
Oh, we ought to go out to Squaw here pretty soon.
Diving.
My son wants to, and Nathan wants to learn. Although I do have to check out my equipment.
Oh, get it recertified probably.
Huh?
Get it recertified?
I don't know if my tanks are out of hydro or not.
Yeah.
It might be.
How many tanks do you have?
I lost a couple because they didn't pass hydro, so I'm not sure.
Do they take them? They impound them? They do? They impound them?
Yeah, unless they cut off the bottom of it, and then you can get it back and make a doorbell out of it.
So why don't you do that and sell it for scrap? That's not enough. They're aluminum, aren't they?
No, I've never had an aluminum tank. Aluminum 80s are pretty cool, but they're expensive.
How much is a new tank?
I don't know anymore. Haven't bought any for a year.
Jim wants to go scuba in Hawaii. I think I'm just going to snorkel.
Who does?
Jim. Right. Yeah,
He's never been.
Oh yeah, he's
scuba diving?
he's
Oh, I didn't
scuba.
know that.
Yeah, he's really into scuba. I was telling him about the amphitheater fishbowl you were telling me about by Children's Beach on Kona. He wants to go and scuba in there.
Oh yeah, that's really neat. You don't even have to have a scuba tank.
No, I'll just he can do scuba and I'll just I really don't. I mean, when it comes right down to it, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I do know the
There's
cardinal.
not much to know. Just don't hold your breath. Breathe out when you come out.
And you really don't need to know the dive tables if you're not diving deep.
Only if you're diving several times a day.
Okay.
Then you build up residual from the previous dive.
And what depth you're talking about?
It's a sliding chart.
Yeah.
So you have to figure it.
But if you're doing 30-foot dives, not a big deal, is it?
Oh, if you're doing 30-foot dives,
30,
you
50?
probably, I don't know if you could breathe enough nitrogen.
Hydrogen, right. Okay. But I won't worry about it. It'd be awesome. I would love to do that.
I could find out exactly if it was like 5 hours or something like that. It was a long time.
Yeah. I just have to learn to stop breathing so fast.
Yeah, it's just nerves.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware of it. I just was not aware of it. Is it common?
Common.
Weird. Because it's your body just is so on the
I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, it's unnatural, but I loved it.
Oh,
It reminded me of flying a little bit.
yeah, it is.
You just
Flying through water.
yeah.
Wingless.
Well, I did not expect Fort Klamath at all to be agricultural. I thought it was going to be up in the mountains. Now I know.
Fort Klamath?
Mm-hmm. So that is not, behind us is not a way to get home back to Medford on a bike.
Well,
Well, you could.
you could. It'd just be a
few
long,
days.
long way.
And 140 is the way to go.
Yeah, isn't it? I think the shoulders really nice.
Yeah, these shoulders all on both sides. Plenty of shoulder here.
I saw bikers coming yesterday on the way up here.
Yep. This is a beautiful place to ride. And the lack of traffic, and the road is in such good condition. And
They did a lot of work on the road.
And it's cool.
Yep.
I mean, right now in Medford, it is going to be scorching hot.
$10 hotter in Medford.
Oh, is that usually what it is?
Yeah, we looked at the forecast today in the Droid. And for the entire next 10 days, 10 degrees cooler every day here.
Wow. Well, I love the sunshine. You see the lake out there? Not yet. Just trees. In 10 miles is Highway 140, which is the road you can then take a right and go back down into Medford, which I have not yet done. But I did do this section today, and then rode all the way to 140.
You went to milepost 11?
No, we went a lot further than that, I think. And then I went back down to 140 and then back up to our place. I don't think we're far from Rocky Point though now. So we just passed the dirt road that comes out on it.
Yeah, I never really noticed what milepost it is.
I think it's like 12, maybe 14. No. Probably starts right at that gravel pit back there, or the gravel mountain. They have that mountain of gravel. Oh, that is a 13-minute movie so far. Milepost 12 coming up on Rocky Point. Another really nice ride we did yesterday was Lake of the Woods, 7 miles around. If you go on the road, you can take your road bike. That's a really nice ride. Got a few ups and downs. This is a nice, Jim Wright calls them rewards. When you get a nice long downhill, he'll say, this is a nice reward here. I like it.
I like the flat.
Really? I don't like the flat. It's just grinding. Gung, gung. When you're going up and you're working hard, at least you know what's on the other side. You're going to come flying down. 1 more mile to Rocky Point.
Now if you're an Escher painting.
That's true. MC Escher. Of course, you might get stuck going up forever, too. There's Klamath Lake. We're going to have to look at that. You can see it between the trees. Full of algae, but boy, it's pretty from here. This is Rocky Point. Milepost 14 on, what is this called? West Side Road, I think? Rocky Point. Good old Rocky Point. And actually the road going that way down to 140 is another 6 miles. Or, yeah, about 6 miles. And that continues to be a nice road all the way to 140. So that was your little bike ride for the day.